Hi, everyone, and welcome to the latest episode of the Tiny Brains podcast. I'm Kevin Joyce, CEO at Tiny Brains, and with me I have Peter Graham, the Brigadier of Brains.
Hello, everyone.
So, for those of you who are new to this podcast, what we do is we take a look at the top stories in VR from the previous week and just have a little bit of a chat about them. Obviously, this last week has been Gamescom, which has been a bit interesting this year, as in there's lots of great stuff happening, but not really a huge amount of news coming out. So, we're going to start off, as we usually do, with some hardware news. First up, we've got the Snapchat and AR Meta glasses.
Yes, currently there is a rumor going around that in September, both Snapchat and Meta are going to reveal their latest generation of AR augmented reality glasses. Now, for Snapchat, their spectacles, this will be their fifth generation. Their fourth generation arrived in 2021, I believe, so a few years ago, and that was only available to insiders and developers, so it wasn't even publicly available. And it sounds like this fifth generation is also going to be the same. So we'll have to wait and see what you know what these are actually going to turn out like, and if we're even going to ever see them like on the shelves. We don't know what the specs are, but supposedly Snapchat are going to have a conference in September, September the 17th. So you might find out more information then for theirs.
I personally, Snapcat's are all right, but I never really. I'm not a Snapchatter on a personal level, so I was never really sold on them. Good for what they are, but I'm not going to spend $400 on them.
Mm. And then with Meta, as we know, it's Meta Connect next month. So we're expecting things like Quest 3S to appear, but also the AR glasses are rumored to be making their first appearance. They're codenamed Orion, and from what Mark Zuckerberg has teased so far, they're supposed to be, he's selling them as, the next best thing, aren't they, really? But again, nobody's seen or heard of them yet, so this could be the big surprise for Connect.
Given the partnership with Ray-Ban's parent company, I'm expecting they're going to look pretty slick.
I would have thought they'd have leveraged that in some fashion, yes, rather than some nasty, blocky, standard AR glasses.
Ain't no Google Glass here.
Yeah, yeah. It's well worth mentioning that these aren't going to be smart glasses. These are augmented reality glasses, so they will have screens in them and all sorts of funky features.
Which would be nice. I
Hmm.
like AR.
I like AR.
We all like AR. Everybody likes AR. So moving on, we've got a little tidbit on this one because we talked about it last week, but the Pico 4S Ultra, Ultra S4, Pico 4 Ultra launched in China. And there are rumors that there is plans to launch it outside of China before the end of the year. Have you heard this, Pete?
I have heard, yes, rumors that they are looking at going beyond China, which would make sense. When they released the previous headsets, it was China first, and then it came to Europe. Never made it to the States, but
Let's say, how are they going to get it into the US? I'd be keen to know what partnership they've wangled to get that launched in stateside because really, they really need to, right, to expand that market. With the
certainly.
new consumer device, after saying that we weren't doing any more consumer devices, which I still find super interesting. Anyway, moving on, we've got the Viverse Create.
Yes, good old HTC Vive staying relevant. So they have announced Viverse Create, which is a platform agnostic multiverse like creative sort of suite powered by WebXR. So essentially, it will allow anyone around the world to create and share virtual worlds that are multiplayer and interactive. But the important thing is with a lot of Vive stuff is that it's not hardware, it's software agnostic, or platform agnostic to be more precise. So if anything you create on with Viverse Create, it would work on smartphones, PCs, Macs, VR headsets, the whole lot. So
I like it in principle, but I've seen many of these platforms come and go. So I'd have to give it an actual try for myself and see how hard Vive can push to build that community.
mm. Well, with
I mean,
Vive, it is generally more. I always feel they're far more business centric nowadays, aren't they? So it'll be for maybe smaller companies that don't have any coding experience to be able to get into the metaverse in new ways and create sort of
but going up against VR chat and Rec Room is going to be tough, right?
Well, exactly, it will be. So they probably won't go after the young adults that want to play games. It will be after the enterprise customers that
Virtual
maybe
meeting
want to.
rooms.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's alt-based. But
Right,
okay, so moving on. What happens, Pete, when you make a super successful game with gorillas in it and then take the gorillas out?
Well, then there's only one way to go. It's to skyrocket into the stratosphere and out into space, isn't it, really?
So Orion's Drift is the new game that has been announced by the creators of Gorilla Tag. Gorilla Tag being one of the most weirdly successful games in VR ever. And so basically, this is going to be huge. There's very little chance of it not being successful, given the way in which modern gaming secures data and the amount of data that the Gorilla Tag team have on what people want from VR.
Exactly. So yes, another Axiom did very well with their first game, and we're expecting great things from the next one. But you would wonder why they'd make another game when their first game's going so well. Why not keep pushing that one? But no, they've got big grand ideas for Orion Drift, and it's going to be sci-fi based. It's still going to have the same movement mechanic as you know and love from Gorilla Tag, but you're now in robot bodies, so you'll be able to bound around space stations aplenty. And one thing is, these space stations are huge. They'll support up to 200 players, and they'll have a variety of arenas inside them, so you can just leap off to whichever arena you want to jump into and start fighting, or shooting, or whatever it happens to be. But then in the actual the short trailer that they teased all of this new information, there were multiple stations, almost as like a multiple universes. So there will be lots and lots of instances to play with other players. The social aspect is core again, massively.
Looking for an opportunity. Breaks away, finds a gap in the defense, takes the shot. Oh, what a save! Only seconds left. Pass across, golden bite, shot, goal! We've got a new champion!
Scrapburn countdown. T-5 in the parkour district.
So I heard it's a 2025 release is planned, which means they've probably been working on it for quite a while. Good luck to them. I hope they see success.
Yeah, definitely.
And sticking with the game news, there's something about Batman. I don't know what this is.
There's something. Did we hear something about the Dark Knight? Yes, I am Batman.
This rat cult spreads through Gotham like a plague. I have to stop it, even if it consumes me.
The corrupt system has failed you. Are you not angry? Fight back!
It's the freaking bat! I'm afraid of you! The bad guys tonight!
Jim, this Rat King could be anywhere. A face in the crowd, a foot soldier in his own fanatical mob. So how in the hell do we find him?
Targets are all city employees. Civil servants, public officials.
You could have been more than a symbol. You could have been a god.
Look out!
You don't calm down. Someone's going to die.
Alfred, we tried it your way, now we do it mine.
Something big's going down tonight.
We repress our rage, our fears. It feeds the shadow deep inside us.
You're everything that's wrong with Gotham! I'm done holding back! I can bring the Rat King to you.
So this Batman game, right? I have my reservations, and having seen the trailer, I still have some reservations, but less than I had before. So to me, the way the trailer does the combat, where you get like symbols to the side of your face to tell you where the bad guys are coming from, or whatever else, it seems very 90s arcade to me. I like the idea in principle from what I've seen of the combat, but I worry about how stationary you're going to have to be. And therefore, is it just, oh, look, I need to point in this direction now to hit that guy, and this direction to hit that guy? Or are you actually going to be a simulation of fighting? I'm not, the trailer hasn't convinced me. What the trailer did convince me of is it's better going to be better than Arkham VR, which I wasn't a fan of at all. But are they going to pull this off, or is it just going to be a slappy 90s arcade style, click this direction to punch him?
Well, got high hopes. It's from Camouflage. They're the people that did Iron Man VR, and Iron Man VR was really good. It worked very well. I think it surprised a lot of people, and we all thought it was going to be a bit shit, but it wasn't. So hopefully, Batman will surprise you and everyone else. And when it comes out this October, exclusively for Quest 3, I may add. But yes, we're all going to be loving our black capes and flying around Gotham.
Give it a go, hopefully.
Give it a go, yeah. With all the other games that are coming out in the winter as well.
You got plenty of time. It's fine. So that's it for this week on the Tiny Brains podcast. If you want to talk about any of these stories, reach out to us at any point. We'd love to hear from you. And also for yourselves, we're building up quite a follower account on this channel. So if you are working in VR and you have any interesting stories that you want us to talk about, please feel free to reach out to us on any of the multitude of channels that you can reach out to us on, which is basically anywhere. And we'll see you again next week.
Yeah, don't forget to like and subscribe.